Hey guys, and welcome to another edition of Prohire TruckTVe. Today I'm delighted to showcase a little vehicle that's been talked about a lot in the press, and a lot of excitement has been generated about something which actually is very different. And I speak a lot about having commercial vehicles, especially, that even though they're electric, are still like commercial vehicles. However, you cannot not like this van. That's the Volkswagen ID Buzz. This is the cargo version. Now, there are many other versions around there with extra seats, and they start off at a version like this around £42,000, which is it's enough money. However, it's really funky, you know, and for that it's got to have a value in its own right. Now, this van we've waited for quite some time to have a look at, and well, let's have a look at it then while we're here. Now, look, it's a really modern space age take on a commercial vehicle. Double side loading doors starting here with an 82 kilowatt battery. Now, this van should be more than capable of 3.5 miles to the kilowatt hour. You know, so I mean, to see the WLTP of 258, 260 miles, yeah, absolutely. Got a payload of around 600 kilos, which is not huge, but it's not a big van. And I suppose to a certain degree, like a lot of these things, it's what can we do with them. Me personally, I think this is there we go. Personally, there you go, I've even found the handle. I think the funk value with this, or the funky value of this, has got to be seen to be believed. I think using it as a heavy duty commercial vehicle clearly isn't on the cards for anyone, but weight and payload gives it some value for quite a number of urban businesses today, especially the really high-end units. That being said, you can really tell this is a Volkswagen, and they've done a great job. You come round to the side, you've got some amazingly enormous wheels for a little van, which actually makes it look quite different again, and quite space age. Double slide loading doors, we said, so really great access to a van, which actually, well, it speaks for itself. I think it's really nice. 11 kilowatt charging AC, up to 170 kilowatt DC, so it gives it quite a punch if you want to use it. And again, it's been designed around the car people, I'm guessing, because this certainly is the strangest looking commercial vehicle I've ever seen. But I have to say, I absolutely love it. Let's take it for a run and just see what it's like and what it's all about. Oh, here we go. Well, put the old seat back on and see what we've actually got in this here thing. Well, actually, to be fair, it's quite Spartan. So I'm not sure whether that's Volkswagen being mean, or we've got everything we need and nothing we don't need. I'm not 100% sure, but let's have a look. So that's the key. We have a push button start, which again is a bit different to what we're used to seeing. And we've got lots of things going on here. Push forward to drive off the stalk. Yep, we've got power ready to go. And it says right away on the screen, which is really encouraging, this vehicle, since its last charging, which was, we now got 81% in it, but 183 miles left, so it's running that run rate, has been doing 3.2 miles to the kilowatt hour. Really important to understand that these vans are capable of 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, so this is at the higher end of that, which is pretty phenomenal. I think this is great. But then if you have got 80 kilowatts or around that, so and you can use up to 80-90% of that, you can see 250 miles actually being probably there or thereabouts. Other than that, we've got a steering wheel, yep, indicators, gears, reversing camera, really clear, works really well, bird's eye view as well, yeah, all good. Heated seats, should you want one. I think we have potentially one. I think the driver can be kept warm, and that's fine, since it's me that's driving, and then we go from there. So let's give it a run. Really nice, but that's all there is. Clearly we've got radio, and again, like a lot of people these days, a lot of vehicles these days, it's plug your phone in and you get your sat nav and all the other things that you want from it. But let's take it out for a run and see how we go on. So here we are again, and I have to say, you know, everything about this vehicle screams quality, an absolute quality. It just drives sensational. Lots of great things to say about it, but I have to say, in all fairness, you know, this is probably, and I say it a lot, but things are getting better all the time. So I do have a global excuse for this because of the amount of electric vehicles that I do drive, which I'm very fortunate about. And you know, I don't say it enough. I never get tired of being involved around alternative fuels. Of my pro-green business, you know, it allows me to indulge my passion in alternative fuels, electricity, hydrogen, etc., right the way throughout the commercial ranges. But this is one of the best electric vehicles I've ever driven, and that's car and commercial. The amount of money and technology gone into this vehicle to bring it in line with a car-derived light commercial van, then Volkswagen have done a bloody good job, in fairness. You know, really have. The steering's very light. The whole setup on the steering wheel, there's myriad of buttons to push. I'm going to admit that I don't know what half of them do, but certainly all the details for this vehicle will be available through our Pro World. Again, all the details that you'll be able to see, subject to you wanting a vehicle like this. We're happy to do it on contract hire through our Pro Green business. And I'm sure the team, just give it a shout out, and I'm sure the team will be delighted to talk you through exactly how this works and arrange demonstrators, etc. for your business and go through the cost with you directly. But certainly from my point of view, you've got to have a go at one of these. They're great, absolutely great. So we're going to take it for a bit of a spin because obviously, you know, the last thing you want to hear from me is waffling for the next hour or so on the phone. We're going to give it a run round and get a real feel for just how it does, and we'll come back to you again shortly. I suppose I touched on it a little bit earlier, and I thought I'm going to mention it again. When I first heard the entry-level price, you know, 40 plus, I'm thinking, wow, that's a lot of money for a little van. But of course, when you start looking at the concepts available in this and how they can be developed into a people carrier, etc., by adding the seats and the interior into it, you come from say 42 to 58, but you've got a vehicle here capable of doing 250 miles, can charge as well as anything else, commercially or car derived, across the marketplace today, and it's a big people carrier. You know, really good. You know, really impressive piece of equipment. I think Volkswagen have done an amazing job with this. Conceptuals have built it as they have done. It gives it that funk factor better than anything else that I've seen right now, and we've driven quite a number of these things. And I'm not even talking about the prowess in the electric. Wow. I'm not even talking about the prowess that they have with the way that the drivetrain has been put together and the battery power has been put together. I'm talking about the concept of having this vehicle, whether it was petrol or diesel. It's just as funky as hell. I absolutely love it. The colours, the concept. One thing that we're going to be able to show you soon is we've got one in build as a fridge, so a refrigerated vehicle, which again to prove just what can be done with these. Of course, the argument's going to be how much you can carry, how much you not carry. But conceptually, last mile delivery, do we need to carry as much as we believe we need to carry? But I think worst case scenario, any business who is doing high-end work, especially in London, big cities, last mile, everyone's going to be talking about your van. So if they're talking about your van, they're talking about you, they're talking about you, they're talking about your product. So this vehicle has got some real credentials in that space. Love it, absolutely love it. You know, we looked at other things, you know, a couple of years ago where you're designing and building old-fashioned vehicles as electric vehicles. Why not design something which is completely ultra-modern, looks space age, that can give you exactly the same kind of experience when it comes to your customer space? And I think, in fairness, this vehicle can do that for you. Coupled with north of 3 miles to the kilowatt hour, pretty decent for a commercial vehicle. Really great power pack. Yes, you have to give up a bit of payload to take that kind of battery size on board, but I think they've got it right. I think the balance on this is brilliant. I still don't like the price. I mean, the price of all vehicles in 2023 is crazy, but I love the van, and I'm going to keep on driving it for a bit longer. You know, I should be giving it back soon, but they'll have to wrestle me out of this vehicle. I love it. So we're nearly back to base, in fairness, and I've been out, and this interlude at the moment only been out for an hour, but we've got the vehicle for a week, and we're going to do some other testing as well. But I wanted to try and get something down on a bit of film while I could, and I have to say, I've only been in the vehicle for an hour. I'm going to take it home tonight because I'm not parting with it. You know, Tesla's going to stay at base. I'm going to run this for a while. Only been out an hour, done only 21 miles, but it's round town, it's urban work, and we've done 3.5 miles to the kilowatt hour. Yes, it's not got a huge amount of weight in it, but it doesn't carry a huge amount of weight, so it's going to be a big cocoa. I think we'll get more out of it than that. And then find out, because like a lot of men, I get into things and push buttons as opposed to reading any manual. It was pointed out to me then that I haven't got it in regen, so there is a possibility we actually get a decent shot more than that. But 3.5 commercial vehicle, this new, that's not been running properly, you've got to say it's capable of doing 4, which means, driven really well, this is capable of doing 270, 280, 290 miles, which I find hard to believe. But we're going to try and see what we can get out of it and report back through our website. And if you want to chat about it, by all means, give us a call, maybe speak to Michelle, and we can organise some work together on a programme. What I didn't show you on the way out, and we're going to pull back in now, is where the charging point is, which again, it's a nice big charging flap. Stick it onto our chargers, because I'm going to park it next to my car. I'm going home in this tonight, and because I'm really super pleased with it. Great reversing camera, loads of space, loads of visibility, which is fantastic. And I will, of course, use the regen. Reverse bumpers, beepers, and so forth and so on. How is that? How good is that? There we go. Perfect. Auto hold. We're stopped. Handbrake on. And we're going to plug it in and see what happens. So bear with me, caller, while we get set up. So guys, back after a very short interlude, and of course, I'd love to spend more time doing and putting more content into these than I'm allowed to in time restrictions. But again, best fun I've had in ages in a van, best fun raising in a car, an electric car certainly. Great piece of kit, love it to death. Last bit for me on this, in fairness, huge charging flap, AC and DC charging as we mentioned before. I was up to 170 kilowatts from 11. Onboarding here, we're going to plug in this, we get some charging to go home in later on. That's push that in, and then we'll have it to charge immediately. Excellent. So we're on with the charging. Again, I hope you've really enjoyed a short time with something which I think is just bonkers. Love it. If you do like what we do, please subscribe if you can, and like if possible. We've got loads of great things coming down the line. This is just the next one in a journey that we're trying to fulfill with our sustainability credentials, and trying to bring to life some of the outstanding electric vehicles for tomorrow. Follow us again if you can. Pro Green, Pro Hire, we're here to help you on that sustainable journey. Give us a shout. Take care, guys. See you soon.